Well, hello to the three people who are here in the live and welcome, welcome. If you will, please put something in the comments so I can say hello to you and thank you for giving a thumbs up. I appreciate it. Oh, it says we have 4 people watching now. What a blessing. How's everyone doing today? I'm hot as usual. I'm always hot for some reason. We have 5 in the live. Now y'all come on and say and put something in these comments. Hey LSP, how you doing? You see I'm hot, don't you, LSP? I just walked down the steps and I was burning up. Doesn't take much. How was your Thanksgiving, LSP? You laughing as usual. Are we? Yes, we're in the den today, LSP. I said, well, let me go and sit in the den. Hey, Shawana, how you doing? Watching you on TV. Oh, thank you. Linda Singleton, hi, good morning. Hope you all had a great Thanksgiving. I hope you did too. I had a wonderful, wonderful Thanksgiving. Let me turn this around a little bit. All my grandbabies was here, my 2 daughters, my brother, everybody. We had a wonderful time. Family room. I mean, yes, the family room, okay? It's still the den. It's still the den. But we're gathering in the den. It has good lighting down here. I'm surprised. Thanksgiving. Yours was great too. LSP, what cakes did you make? What cakes? Let us know. And also, tell me how you keep your cakes from sticking to the pan. How do you get your cakes out easily? That's the topic for today, y'all. Hey, Be the Difference Clothing. How you doing? I haven't seen you in a while. But I took me a week or so, a week or more off. I had too much going on. So I just took off. This is my first time doing anything on YouTube in over a week, y'all. But it was a blessing. I got to spend time with my Blaze. Sarah Lee Cakes. Linda said Sarah Lee Cakes. Shawana is speaking to everybody. Come on. I know somebody got a secret to how they keep their cakes from sticking to the pan. I have thrown away many of cakes because half of it was stuck in the pan and half came out. I've tried all kinds of little things people have said on here, different tricks and hacks you can do. But the only one I found so far that really, really works is putting your shortening in the pan and then putting the flour to get it to come out the prettiest. I love the spray, the Pam and all that stuff. What is it? Baker's Joy. I use that. But I have messed up more cakes with Baker's Joy. Butter cake with caramel icing, red velvet with cream cheese icing, and girl, you go ahead. LSP, you were throwing down. That sounds good. I spray the bottom of the pan with nonstick cooking spray and then flour, only the bottom. That makes sense, LSP. That makes sense. Hey, doing it that way, do your cakes come out real good? You don't have no problem with them sticking at all? Hey, Joy, do you bake it at all? I'm messing with you now, Joy. Joy, do you bake? Hey, Marlene, how you doing? Welcome to the live. We trying to figure out how we can get these cakes not to stick in these cake pans. I've been baking all my life, and that is my biggest problem, is the cakes sticking to the pan. I will sweat until I get that cake out of that pan because I don't know if it's going to stick or not stick. And I've been watching a lot of cooking channel videos on cakes and stuff. And even the bigger YouTubers who you think would have it all down pat, they've dumped out their cake and they stuck. They had the same problem. And then they tried to put it together and they went on it and showed it like it was. I get so upset, I throw them away. And they want, and that's what you need to do. Just go ahead and show it like it is. Thank you, Marlene, for putting that up because we have 8 people watching and 3 thumbs up. Lord, Lord, Lord. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Anybody else have some more ideas on how you keep your cakes from not sticking to the pan? Today, we are sitting in my new and improved family room / den. Family room / den. I hope to get my Christmas tree and decorations up. I started a little bit upstairs with different things, but not the big major things. Nothing major yet. LSP, yes, they come out just fine. I'm going to try your way. And I tried everything else. What's her name? Oh, I can't think of her. She does a lot of baking. I just went brain dead. Anyway, she has a video of how, what is it? I think you put it in a pan of water in the sink or something, and you let it sit. Anyway, I tried her way. My cake still stuck. It's still stuck. I think it was even worse that trying it that way. Hey, Jana, how you doing? Welcome to the live, Jana Pinson. Welcome. I'm so glad you came by today. Is this your first time or have you been here before? Lord, me and this knot on my forehead, I keep saying it. I keep... I hope nobody been catching my expressions, how I can say, what is that big knot sitting up? Yeah, it's there. I let my cakes cool for at least a couple of hours before I try to get them out. Okay. Well, see, from the old school, I used to top it off, I have been to a cake decorating school. You wouldn't know it. But anyway, in that class, they taught us the longest we should wait is maybe 10 minutes. 10 minutes before we dump it out, because they said the longer you let your cake sit, the more it will sweat in the bottom of the pan, which I can understand. And some cakes tell you to take out immediate. I've had cake recipes that say take out immediately, don't let sit long. I've had those before, and I understand because there's a lot of moisture, like some of my pineapple cake recipes, it'll tell you not to let them sit long because the juice and the moisture, it'll just stick longer. Then there's some cakes that I can see, yeah, that you can let sit a lot longer. Hey, Patty Brock, I use Wilton cake pans and Pam cooking spray. Now, all I use is Noric cake pans. That's all I got. Any cake pan, not any, but a lot in their collection I have. But I use Pam and Baker's Joy. I use both of those. Linda, a lady that bakes cakes, when she cooks hers in a pan that she is going to serve it in, it goes from the oven to the freezer, lightly covered. This keeps the moisture in as it cools. It works. You and LSP gave me something to think about. Yes. Thank you, Linda. That makes sense. And I've heard of people putting them in their freezer before. Okay. Hey, Rochelle, welcome to the live. How you doing? I pray that you had a blessed Thanksgiving, and everybody in here. I just pray that everybody had a blessed Thanksgiving. Hey, Bonnie Bennett, mix yellow Crisco and flour together to grease the pan. Take a knife, and then when the cake is done, go around the pan. Okay. Okay. I can see that working. Patty says, I also have frozen my cakes. Yeah, I may have to try that frozen cake thing too. And an older lady had told me that she puts her cakes in the refrigerator for an hour or so before she dumps it out. Patricia, use Crisco shortening with the brush, then flour. Yep. Oh, y'all got some good ones today. Rochelle said, enjoy Blaze's picture. A blessed. Yes, and he went to the doctor yesterday, and he weighs 15 pounds, 1.2 ounces. He's at 15 pounds, and he only drinks 2 or 3 ounces of milk, and he's through with it, and he's solid as a rock. When I was holding him, I said, Lord, and when he get to be a lot bigger, I'm not gonna be able to hold him because he's just solid. But that's my boy. That is my boy. Okay, I'm caught up. Y'all have had some good ideas. Thank you. Thank you. I knew my family would come up with it. Y'all, please share me out. I forgot to say that. And I would appreciate it. And welcome everyone today. I have truly missed y'all. I have. I missed my family. But my other family was here too, you know. And we had a good time. We had a good time. Rochelle, the family, you can see how tough he. Yes, that's my boy. That's my boy. He and everybody, Rochelle, all the family members that his grandfather took him around to meet all his great aunts. Well, he has 2 that is still living on his side of the family. And the look he gave them when he saw them, it was like, I know you. You family. I know. It's the look he had on his face that was, oh, it'll make you cry. It was such a blessing to see that it's like they connected. It was there. And he didn't cry on nobody. He was such a good baby. The only time he cried was when he wanted something to eat. Hey, Mama Ray Ray. Was just thinking about you. God bless you. I am waiting on Raylan to come out of the store. Well, thank you. I'm glad you stopped by. And I pray that you had a blessed Thanksgiving. I know you had plenty of food. I ain't even worried about that. I know you threw down. But I am so glad you came by to see me. Thank you. Hey, Teapot. Welcome. How you doing this afternoon? I'm glad you came in. Mama Ray Ray is speaking to everyone. And there's Miss Gio. Hey, Gio, how you doing? Girl, you gonna have to I got to be a part of this family. Your family threw down for Thanksgiving. And that dessert table was everything and more. I wouldn't have went past the dessert table. I would just took me a seat. And for those of y'all who haven't seen Gio's family Thanksgiving video, her vlog with her family, you need to check it out because that food looked delicious. That's all I wanted to see was the food. And I said hi to the family, but the food was the best part. Y'all know how to do it. And went out to brunch before you ate dinner. Y'all were doing it, girl. Yes, we threw down. Yes, you did. Rochelle, Hey, dear Mama Ray Ray and Teapot was speaking. Doing great, Miss Beverly. I'm glad I could make it. And I'm glad you made it too. Because I have not been, it's probably a week and a half since I've been on. It's probably a week and a half. Because my family was here for a week. And I just wanted to enjoy them. Everybody's speaking to everybody. Teapot, Rochelle, hey, Sister Joy. That's good. But we got to get this cake thing situated, and we about done it. Be the difference. Yep, everybody's still speaking. Lord, if this thing pop and y'all see my head under here, I'm gonna have a fit. Cause if it pop, I didn't even comb my hair. I just wrapped it and put it on, and I keep messing with it. If it pop and you see my little nappy head under here, LSP is gonna hit the floor. Oh, I'm gonna be good though. I'm gonna be good. LSP says she'll be right back. Rochelle is speaking to Geo. Um, okay, everybody's talking. Now let's get back to the cakes. Let's get back to the cakes and get this all situated. Okay, we got 15 people in the live and 11 thumbs up. Now come on. Well, some people are watching on the TV. I know Shawana is. So that's another reason, one of them that I didn't get. Jana said, "You're beautiful no matter what." Thank you, Jana. But you would be laughing too. I wouldn't be mad at you. Somebody gonna be saying, "Pass the comb, pass the comb." That's all right. That is truly all right. We gonna make it. We gonna make it. But I'm enjoying it down here in the family room. I've never spent this much time since, and we've been in this house since 1985, 84, 85. Yeah, we have been in this house that long. And I have never spent this much time in this den, family room, whatever it is. I've just never, well, I never got it to the coziness that I wanted it. And it's not 100% there, but it's almost. And it feels real, real cozy when you're sitting in here now. The furniture makes the difference. It really does make the difference. And I got to give it that. So I got to work on other stuff in here, though. I love your videos. You keep us laughing. Patty, thank you. I know it. I'm always goofing up doing something I ain't got no business doing. But I keep on going. I don't take nothing out. Whatever I record, that's what I put up. It is what it is, because that's the real me. So I just go for it. Hey, Spiky, welcome to the live. How you doing today? Oh, you are in the den. That ambulance suits your strength. Oh, thank you, Russell. Thank you. I love it down here. Patty Brock is saying hello to everyone. Let me see if I can get up with my little stiff. Ugh, I'm stiff, y'all. Wait a minute. Y'all seen it in me, but I put a little bit more in the window over here. Viology told me that I should change the seat covers to like what y'all know what I'm trying to say. The sofa, what is this thing? Whatever it is. I should change it to the same color. And I've been really thinking about that. But these chairs right here, these bar stools, my dear friend, my sister mama that y'all have heard me talk about for years, and I ain't been on but a couple of years, but the time I've been here, and she's passed, but she got me these chairs, and when she got them, they were just the wood. My husband stained them. He covered them. He put the seat in them and covered it and all. But I don't want to change it out because it came from Alma, and to me, that's Alma right there. But I may change it out. I'm thinking more about it. I'm thinking more about it. So, y'all see my junk that I got on this sectional. I finally remember what it is. And I love this little chair right here that goes with it. But I don't know if I'm going to leave it there. But it has like its own little area over here, you see. And this little gold table here, I got it probably 40 years ago. It probably was 40 years ago at a rummage sale for like $5. I will not take anything for this table. I love it. I love this table. Will you look at it? Can you see the detail in it? At a rummage sale. And I don't even go to rummage sales anymore. I told y'all in the video about this was on the back of my husband's truck that he brought from his sister's house because it wasn't working anymore and he was going to work on it, this fireplace. But then he left it out in the truck and it rained on it. And then he decided to work on it. He took it completely apart. And y'all look at it. It's working so fine. So fine. Now I go back over here and sit down. And I love that mirror. I found that at Ross. And y'all know I love my three praying sisters. That's the name of that painting. Three praying sisters. And now you get to look at my ugly face again. Here I am. Oh, let me tell you about these. I never told y'all how this came into this one right here. These two paintings right here. My sister-in-law needlepoint them about 30 years ago. She needlepointed them. My husband made the frames for it. But look at the detail. Isn't it gorgeous? Isn't it just gorgeous? Look at here. Just beautiful. And this picture, we've only owned two houses since we've been married, and we've been married for 51 years. Uh, the house we're living in now, from 85, and the house we had before, we lived in Alcoa in the city then. It was a lady that lived right down the street. Her name was M.L. She looked just like this woman here. Her name was Miss M.L. You talking about somebody could cook some greens. This picture, I love. Look at here. Grandma's hands. Look at that. Now, I'll leave y'all alone. Okay. Don't say I ain't never showed it to you, okay? What y'all saying? Teapot says, oh, hey now, you are a beautiful guy. Okay, I'll be good. Thank you. Thank you. I don't take I don't know. I don't take I'm going to say insults, but that wasn't an insult. Okay. I'm leaving it alone. Okay. Team Bill with Geo. Love all the pics. Thank you, Geo. I love the yellow in the pic. I know it. Isn't it beautiful? It is just. And I come down here now and I look at all my pictures and know what they mean and what they represent. It just gives me such peace. And the furniture does help a whole lot because it's comfortable. And you just, when you sit on it and like you sink into it, and my other furniture is more hard and firm. That's it. That's what's going on. The furniture we had before was harder and firmer. And this is more soft and you sink into it, but you don't go that low. Just relax now. Hey, Gio and LSP. LSP, hello, my beautiful sister and Rochelle. Everybody is talking to each other. No, I know it was a compliment. I'm just messing with you. But you know what? You know what, Teapot? I couldn't remember the word compliments. I'm gonna be honest. It wasn't an insult. I just couldn't remember the word compliments. Sometimes I'm a senior, and sometimes my brain just go woof. It just takes a break, and I can't remember words. And I will try and try and try until I get that word. You live long enough, sweetheart. You get old enough, you be going through what I'm going through. Words just vanish sometime out of my head completely. But I keep going until I remember that word because I don't want to get where I let it become just ordinary that that's the way it's supposed to be. No, it's not the way it's supposed. But I could not think of the word compliment then, and that's what I was trying to think of. And thank you for saying it for me, and I appreciate it. I really do. But I couldn't think of the word, and I was trying to cover it. Didn't do it well. Just relax now. How's everyone doing? We all doing great. How you doing, Marlene? Are you Marlene or Geo? I'm getting mixed up on y'all different channels now. Cause you both have 5 or 6 and I can't keep up with you. Oh, but you're doing good. I'm proud of you. Teapot, I totally okay. I didn't mean nothing by it. It's just that I couldn't remember and I was trying to cover it. That's all right too. Patty, I'm 60 and forget words and sometimes Patty, it aggravates me so bad because it's ordinary words, and I remember when I was little, um, because I've always been drawn to older people. I always like being around older people. And in their conversation, sometimes, I could tell that they had forgotten the word, and I'd be trying to help them. I said, oh, Lord, I need some. But my grandkids are good about that. They'll laugh, they'll have a good time laughing at me, but then, they'll try to help me. But sometimes they laughing so hard they can't help because then I booger up saying the word and that just cracks them up. They just love it. I don't know. They be talking about their great grandmother and the words. They love to reminisce about things that grandmother said and how she said it and the looks on her face. And what during Thanksgiving, we went through some of her older photo albums and they start talking about things when they were little and I had forgotten, and they said, well, grandmother used to love to make pancakes, and she did. I remember that when they would go over there, she loved to make pancakes for them for breakfast, and they said it always had that little crispy thing round the sides of it, and said grandmother always made our syrup. She used sugar, Karo syrup, and water, and she made their syrup like that. So they never had store-bought syrup. So grandmother always made their syrup. And they look forward to grandmother making that syrup and putting it on their pancakes. And then another thing we were talking about, I don't know if I told y'all before, when she made spaghetti, like the sandwich cheese, she would take the sandwich cheese and put it all across the spaghetti because she's baking it and put it in the oven and let it melt on it like that. And it had to be the sandwich cheese. When the grandkids find out that grandmother was making spaghetti, they all got on the phone. Grandmother's making spaghetti. You better come on over here. Granny's making spaghetti. You better come on over here. They loved it. They loved anything Granny did, though. They loved it, and they will all flood her house when they found out she was making spaghetti with that sandwich cheese melted on the top. Those were the good days, though. Those were the good days. And for their birthday, she would always give them a card when they were little with $2. Two $1 bills. That was a biggie for her. That was a biggie for her because she was just on her little Social Security check. That was a biggie. But she always gave them $2, two $1 bill in their birthday card. They look forward to it. They were excited because it came from Granny. It came from Granny. It could have, to them it was like $1 million, and most of the time they wouldn't spend it because Granny gave it to them. That's what it meant to them. I hate soft pet pants. You must be like my grand. They loved it when she had that little crispy thing around the side, and one of them even said it was black, but it was good because grandmother made it. It was good, and so she made that homemade syrup and put on it. Oh, they look forward. And her when it snowed, her homemade ice cream out of the snow. They set out an alarm, calling each other on that. Granny making ice cream. You better get on over there. Granny making ice cream. They always was at Granny's house though. Ugh. They always, it was a thing. And she had them front steps, and then, when the weather was warm and when you could sit down, they would all line up down her steps, sitting there, talking to her. They loved to do that. Oh, I could have made a video telling about the things Granny that he did with Granny. That sounds delicious. Patty said, hiding behind Grandma's chair, listening to. That's it. I have my two granddaughters are. They did it. We had to run them out, but one of them was sneaky. That's the one. That's Blaze's mama. She likes to sit behind things and listen or be in another room and listening. But Granny kept her all the time. While my daughter worked, Granny kept her. So to Granny, Skylar was her baby. That was her baby, was Skylar. And Skylar, she said, she was telling me the other day, she said, Nana, she said, Hershey's chocolates don't taste the way it did when Granny used to give us one. So she would keep a drawer full of those Hershey chocolates. And she said, then the chocolate taste had a different taste. And she said, it was so much better when grandmother gave me a chocolate. Isn't that sweet to have those kind of memories of your grandmothers? I know everybody has, some connections, some good memories of their grannies and stuff like that. But to hear them doing Thanksgiving, just sitting around talking about all that and looking at her old pictures, and sorry, my nose itching, but they were looking for pictures of her because they wanted to see her as she was younger and to think, how she looked then. Oh, my nose itching. Just relax. I used to be in another room with the door cracked listening. That's what they did. That's how they did it. Teapot. I remember the snow cream too. LSP haven't had good homemade ice cream, and she could make it too. But she never used the first snow. She said you don't make snow cream out of this first snow. I remember that. So when it would snow after that, she would make it. But she said that first snow, not to use it. I don't know what it did, but that was old folks talk. Old folks talk, yep. I never had grandparents, but my aunts and uncle were up in age. Yeah, and that was close. That was close. That's a blessing that you had them. What a blessing to have somebody there. And well, I had a grandmother, but she didn't treat me like I was her grandchild. Now, she was crazy about my brother. They got along fine. She loved him coming to see him, but for some reason, I don't know, I just turned her off, okay? I'm be honest. Where I think I remind her too much of my biological mother, and my biological mother ran away from her. And the biggest thing that resonates in my mind about her that hurt me so bad, I was probably 10 years old, and Mama took me over there to see her. Mama is the mama that raised me. She took me over there to see her one day, and she always would take me to see my grandmother, but I called her Miss Francis, but I knew she was my grandmother. And she must have been in a bad mood or something before we got there, because when she saw me out of nowhere, she gonna be just like her mama. She ain't gonna be nothing. Her mama wasn't nothing, and she ain't gonna be nothing. And that stayed in my head. Stayed in my head. Because I'm like, what did I do? Why is she saying that about me? I don't even know my mother. But that's what she said. Hey, Vernell, how you doing? You make Snow Queen out of the second snow because it was the top of the layer of the first snow was on the dirt. That's why my grandmother taught me. Oh, I didn't know that. Thank you, Vernell. I didn't, because she always said, you never make it out of the first snow. Now that's rising on my ear. You never make it out of the first snow. You always use that second snow. That's why. That's it. Thank you, Vernell. The first snow was always keeping the second snow off the ground. Now, that sounds like something Granny would have said, too. Uh-huh. Teapot. Wow. 21 grands. Big family. Ooh, who got up here? Linda. My granny made the best thin rolled chicken. Ooh, that sounds good. Chicken and dumplings. Well, I missed it. Okay. Where did it go? Oh, I guess if I air it up, it would help me, Beverly. Now I'm going in the wrong direction. I want to see the 20. Okay, there it is. My granny made the best thin rolled chicken and dumplings. We loved going to Granny's. There was 21 of us 21? What a blessing. I bet y'all had the best times. Oh my goodness. And our granny made the best chicken. She the only person to me that could make chicken and dumplings. And she tried to show me. I don't know what she did. It was just her touch. It was her touch, her love that she put into it when she made it. Because, I mean, it wasn't nothing different than what most people do. Well, yeah, it was a little bit different. Because her chicken and dumpling was, they were good. They were just good. But she could cook. Like her fresh green beans. You haven't had. When I came to Tennessee, I did not like green beans. Didn't. I think I ate them once or twice before I got here. I just did not like green beans. But when that woman cooked a pot of green beans and I finally tried some, I was hooked from then on. She didn't never stir. She said you never put a fork or utensil in the pot with your green beans. You never do that. She said you let it boil down to all the water is practically out. You leave a little bit, but she would shake the pot. That's what she did her green bean. When she would go to check them, she would shake the pot, and they would be like, you could tell the oil from the fat meat that she used. It was like a shiny glow to them, and the green bean would be darker. I would make green beans and they never looked like hers. Not until now, after she has passed. And I have cooked some green beans, and I finally had the look and the taste that she had of those green beans. I guess she released it in the atmosphere where I could do it then. But even Jimmy was talking about, he said, what did you do to them green beans? He said, those green beans were so good. I said, they were like Granny's. That's his mama. I said, they were like Granny's. She was the best cook. Frying chicken, Her chicken, fried chicken, was delicious. And then at the end, some of you some of you older ones on here might know about this. She always fried it in the black skillet. And when she got through frying it, she would put a little water, just a little bit of water in the bottom, and then cover that chicken. All the chicken she would put back in the pan, and then cover it and let it steam for a little bit. That her fried chicken will still be crispy. It would be crispy, but it would have such the moist. It would have so much moisture on the inside. It would be dribbling down on your face. I can't do that still to this day. It was her touch. I don't know what she did. It was her touch, but that was the best fried chicken. The best. And let's see, my granny made the best. I read that one. Okay, I never eavesdropped on adults as a child. I disappeared. Don't want you were a good child, Rochelle. My group, my granddaughters always wanted to be around when adults were talking. Always, and them eyes, just going from one to another, just soaking in it, just taking it in. Um. LSP, you can't use the first snow. They said it was contaminated. You heard it too, LSP. I should have known with your old spirit. you this is your fifth turn on earth, I believe. You're an old soul too. And that's a blessing. Um Vernell said, you make Snow Queen out of the snack. Oh yeah, I read that. Yes, okay. Come on now, go on down. Yup. I love green beans. My mom would make green beans and potatoes with bacon and grease. I like the bean casserole. Yes, she would, and she would put them little potatoes in there too. Never touched them. She didn't touch anything in her green bean pot. She just shook it together. She did that, and then she would put it back on. But them green, you're right. I forgot about the potatoes. That way, and a little bit of onion. It would be so good. I could just eat that as my whole meal. If I could have her green beans and potatoes and onions and chicken and dumplings one more time. One more time. And her sweet potato pie, her chocolate pie, and her stack cake at Christmas time. She would make each family a stack cake. Be waiting on that stack cake. I've seen some of these stack cakes here on YouTube. None of them look like her. I mean, it's some of them come close to hers, but not like her. Little layers will be so thin. I mean, they would be so. It would be sometimes 15 layers of them little thin layers of cake with the fruit in the middle. Oh, it was so good, so good. But that's what she did. Vernell said, no, what are you to do? When I was a little girl, I would go on my own, but my ears looked so, yeah, your ears, you were listening at everything somebody was saying. My ears was my tool, and still to this day, I can hear you drop a pin. You go, Vernell. You just like my granddaughters. Because back then, I wouldn't tell you nothing. That's how you got to learn stuff. They would always say, stay in a child's place. That's it, Vernell. That's it. Stay in a child's place. And when you are older, that's when they started talking. Uh-huh. And my daddy, and I know I ain't hang around when he was talking and when some men were talking, cause honey, he would smack you. It wasn't no shame in their game. Wasn't no help back then when they beat you. He would smack you, keep on talking, and you better not even you better not do that. You better not, cause you had no business in here. You better not. Oh Lord. That kept me out. That kept me out. I mean, he could just raise his hand. And to me, his hands were like they were that big back then. But he would just raise his hand and I'm gone. while I'm peeing on myself as I run on out the room. That's what I did. That's what I did. His hands were so humongous to me as a child. And then as an adult, one day I looked at his hands and his hands looked just like mine. And I said, as a child, those hands you look so big. And he just had ordinary hands. That was mind blowing for me. Because I don't know. I just thought he walked around with a hand like that because I don't know. But he had a regular hand. Okay, you gave put us in a food coma. LOL. Linda, they cooked the best back. They did. That food was good. And they didn't use a whole lot of spices because they just had the basic in spices. Like they had the nutmeg and the cinnamon. They had vanilla. What else do I remember seeing? Sage. I remember seeing sage. Did they have poultry season? I think they had poultry season. And I know my mama kept a lot of pickling, pickling, pickling spices, whatever. She kept a lot of those. Dill, I remember seeing that, stuff like that, because she did a lot of canning. And she kept spices for her canning. But, like, upstairs, we have, I mean, cabinets just full from top to bottom. 1, 2, 3. And then on the islander, on each side, it has a place you can put spices, and then they both are full. And also in the pantry are spices. Anything that you need, you just come shop here. Because from the restaurant, we had so many spices in the restaurant. We brought all those home, plus the spices we already have. Honey, you can shop right up there and get whatever you want. There's a country song called Daddy's Hand, honey. He ain't had to say nothing. He can act like he getting ready to raise that hand. I'll tell you anything when you want to know, stuff you didn't even ask for. I'm squealing on everybody. Unnecessary stuff. Because I thought I was in trouble for something. So anything I knew through that day, I told on everybody, anything. And many a times he would just laugh at me. Now, and he called me Jack. That was his nickname for me, Jack. Jack, what are you talking about? Daddy's nickname for me was Jack. I think I've told this before. All the people in the neighborhood, nobody called me Beverly. My name was Zelma, Thelma. What is the other one? Zelma, Thelma, and Belma. Belma, the B with the B. Zelma, Thelma, and Belma. But nobody called me Beverly. And Jack was my names. And I thought they were my real name for the longest. And I knew when somebody said it, I knew they were talking to me. Come here, Zelma. Belma, what Miss Ressie doing today? That was my life. Let's see. Gio saying you could never find peach cobbler like my mom's nowhere. Not even my sister can make like she did. Beverly can't? Oh, Lord. I think the spices, they just don't make those spices the same. They don't. They don't. Cinnamon and nutmeg, I know, is not the way it was when I was a child, Gio. Cinnamon to me was stronger back then. It had a more kick to it. And their vanilla and stuff like that, they all had different tastes back then. My dad never disciplined me. Imagine if he did, it would have killed me. He was 6'2", 300 pounds. Oh Lord, he was a big man. Yeah, it would have. Vernell, they grew their own food, and the soil was better because the cows The cows good, and they sprayed on the dirt like they do now. That's it, because everything was fresh. Yep, that was a part of it. Everything was fresh. You are right. Because I used to get mad. I wanted stuff in a can like my friends had. All the vegetables, mama canned everything. She made all the preserves. She made peach preserve. Oh, I used to dread that in the summertime. Making peach preserve and plum, not plum, pear preserve. Because she cooked on that wood cooking stove. The wood cooking stove sat here. The electric stove that Daddy bought her sat right in front of it. She never touched it. Well, I say she touched it, but she never used it. It always looked brand spanking new from the store. She never turned it on. She always cooked on that wood cooking stove, have the whole house fired up all summer. But Lord, them beans cooked on that stove, you can't get a now. My wood stove right here, it's in the den. Well, back in 90 something, we had the blizzard. Was it 93? The blizzard or 93? A blizzard or something, 90 something here in Tennessee, where everything was out. We had that blizzard. And our power, most people didn't have power for about 2 weeks, but we were, I think ours that was out for about 4 days. I had to use this wood. Let me show it to you. I had to use this wood stove. Let me ease over here so you see this stove right here. I had to cook on this stove for those 3 days. You talking about, I got that reef on top of it right now. You can't see it. That it's flat on the top. You talking about some good fried chicken and pinto beans was cooked right here in this stove. I will never take this stove out. We haven't used it in probably 10 years. We have not turned that stove on. I haven't made a fire in it. So I'll have to get the chimney cleaned out before we can use it. But it hadn't been that cold where I needed the wood stove. So, but that wood stove right there, you can do some serious good cooking on that wood stove. But if I use it now, I'm going to have to move my furniture around too, because the furniture is right there in front of it now. And I did like this because we haven't been using the wood stove, but you know, if another blizzard come through, it just have to be moved around, because I know that works. I know. And the heat from it, oh my goodness. Oh, now that's awesome. That's cozy. And when we had that thing fired up, when we had no power in the rest of the house and we were all out, my girls was walking around here in shorts because it was so hot in here.
Okay.
I'm live.
Oh, okay.
You want me to come see it?
No.
I'm gonna show it to the people. Jimmy done made some sausage, peppers, and onions upstairs, y'all. He told me to come look at it. So we're gonna go upstairs and we're gonna look at his sausage, peppers. Oh, I can smell it. I'm coming. I'm gonna show everybody on the line. It's I'm gonna show it. It smells good. Look at that. This is dinner, y'all. Don't that look good? Woo wee! Go ahead, Mr. Black. I'm gonna make him mad right quick. He said, "Don't do that." Oh. You gonna make? Oh, we're gonna bring up the home. Yeah, he makes his own barbecue sauce. These are the buns we're going to use. Oh, it smells good, Jimmy. You did good. I can't wait to eat that. Okay. We go back down here now. What are you saying? All right now, Mr. Black. You did. Yeah, he did that, didn't he? He did that. Did you ever have to go and get your own switch? LOL. My grandmother used to make my uncles go get theirs when they were, Lord, yes. Lord, yes. And if it wasn't big enough, they send you back out there to get another one. This ain't right. Because I tried to get them little bitty ones. Well, they like the thin one because they like to plait it up. To plait it up. They would tell you get two or three. I ain't like that. I think I'd rather get a spanking by the hand. He said, move the camera. He don't like to be on camera. Clear. Oh, that's my baby. He can cook. Y'all hear me? He can cook. That looks good. Yes, I can't wait to eat. I can't wait. LSP. I can't wait. Oh, I'm surprised he knocked this knot off my head. Oh, I had to pick up switches. I was a naughty child. Oh, you were a naughty girl. No, I well, I was naughty though. There, ugh. Cause at night when they go to sleep. Well, this happened when I was a teenager though. Not big. I was 14, I guess then. Sneak out the window, get in the streets. I was bad. I was bad. I sure will. But one night, I go back to get in that window. Couldn't open it. I was busted. I was busted. And I mean busted. Because I got busted. Didn't go out that window no more. See. Hey, Joy. He's Yep, I'm caught up on talking, seeing what everybody's saying. Lord, we done covered everything. We started out with how about the cakes being stuck to the pan. We done went to Granny's pancakes, her spaghetti with the sliced cheese on top, her chicken and dumplings, her green beans, Mama's preserve, Daddy child abuse that he would go to jail for. A lot of them older ones would be in the jail during this time. But we never even thought. We went to school. We were comparing our whips. We would compare whips in school. Who had the biggest ones? But like a lot of us say, I'm here today because of those whippings. They straightened me up. Cause some of them now, they don't do nothing. The kids are out of control. The kids run the house. The kids run. Well, a lot of them they do. A lot of them are out there hustling, selling drugs to make money because the mama sitting at home is smoking it up, doing it up, just like who they selling it to. So they got to keep the lights on, feed their little siblings, make sure they're taken care of. That's why you seeing so many of these little young teenage kids walking around here with guns and stuff. They had a household. Mama and daddy back home, if daddy's there, all knocked out, can't do a doggone thing. But stay high. Miss Beverly, the apple don't fall far from the tree now. His mama, you right. You are right. Because he can throw down. He can cook. hmm And him and my grandson get up in the morning. What we going to eat today? What we going to have today? Whatever y'all want. These days, if you try to correct your kids, you get DCF. Yes. And when I was didn't know what a DCF, didn't know what that mess was. You better not. You better not. But they had pedals in the school. They beat us in the school. I mean, when you were wrong, you would get beat. And they were thick pieces of wood that they beat us with. in school. And I mean, never in our mind to call the police on none of them. You better not. Life was simple back then. It was simple. It was simple. Either you stay out of trouble or you suffer the consequences, one or the other. A teapot said, I remember the past. Yes. Oh my gosh. And they would hit you from behind too in school. I seen many of my friends get on the backside and couldn't sit down after they got whipped in school. All we was worried about is our parents finding out. Because, well, you know, back then, if one parent seen you doing wrong, they would paddle you, they would spank you, then they would tell your parents. Then you got another one because you did wrong and Miss So-and-so had to correct you. Don't nobody correct my child. Well, not like we think nobody correct my child. They just didn't want to think that somebody had to correct my child because I have taught you everything and you supposed to be doing what I told you to do. So it made a difference. Linda said, if a whipping at school, you got one when you got home. That's what. Yep, sure did. They didn't go jump on the. No, they didn't. They thanked them. They appreciated it. They didn't. Uh, you're not allowed to correct them, but then if they wondered why so many kids are disrespectful and getting in trouble, I didn't know back then that grown-ups had first name because everybody was uh Miss Barnes, Miss Carr, Mr. Carr, Mr. Thomas. You didn't call nobody by their first name. It was Mr. and Mrs. or Miss. That's all we knew. Only kids had first names. One of our peers. They only had first name. But grown-ups, oh no, they were Mr. and Mrs. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, sir. Yes, sir. But you did, that's the way you talked. You showed respect. And that's the way you had to do it. And with my father, if I want to get in some serious trouble, you disrespect a grown, which never really even entered my mind. Because, I mean, I knew that that adult would get me. And then when I got home, I would get by my daddy for doing that. So being disrespectful to an adult, that just didn't enter my mind. Adults were like superhumans. You know, they were born an adult, I think, in my head. They were born here grown, and the kids came from the Cabbage Patch. Okay, the kids came from the Cabbage Patch. You thought your mom's name was Mom? It sounds like my grandson that stays here. He's a junior in high school now. He asked his mama one day. That's when he was younger, though. When he was, before he probably eight or something like that. He said, "Mama, who is your mama?" And Jen said, "What?" He said, "Who is your mama?" And she said, "Nana. Nana is my mama. Don't you hear me calling Nana mama?" He said, and he had to think about it for a while. And then he said, "Yeah, you do." She said, "Well, Nana is my mama." Oh, I didn't know that. Mama, who is your mama? I love that though. I love it. I love it. I still tease him about it. I said, "Ma, you didn't know I was your mama's mama." Oh, hey Nancy, how you doing? Welcome to the live, Nancy. I'm getting ready to call it. Girl, I got to go up there and eat. Nancy, did you get to see Jimmy's peppers and onions and sausage? I'm getting ready to go up there and throw down. Oh, I was going to tell you about his barbecue sauce. He makes his own barbecue sauce, and it's a secret. It is a secret. People used to come in the restaurant and buy it by the gallons. You hear me? By the gallons. People are still trying to get his recipe. He makes it mild and real hot. But it is only people who knows his recipe it's the close family. My daughters and my grandson that helped us in the restaurant at that time. They know the rest. Well, they know part of it. I don't think they know all of it. I don't think they know all of it. But his barbecue is so good. It was one man. He was a councilman here in our city. He would come all the time and get his barbecue sauce, my fried cornbread. He would pour the barbecue sauce over the fried cornbread and eat that. And you know that's an old person, ain't it? That's something an old person would do. But anyway, he loved it. He loved Jimmy's barbecue sauce and and the fried cornbread. And a lot of them, his ribs are so good that you don't need to put sauce on them anyway. They are delicious. Um, they're real tender, but he has a secret for his ribs, the way he does his ribs. He doesn't tell anybody. My grandson knows it. Yeah. And he taught his cousin, he's passed though. He took the secret to the grave. But yeah, he has a thing with his ribs and his barbecue sauce. He could market that. He could really market. But maybe in the future, one of the grandkids will, because I have a granddaughter is very business minded, and I look for her to do it. I really do. Nancy, hey, sweet Beverly, I'm recovering from a bad fall. Oh, I hope you're better. Honey, I know how it is because I fall all the time, Nancy. Oh, Lord, it hurts. It hurts. I pray that you get better. I'll be keeping you in my prayers, Nancy. Linda, what was the name of your restaurant, which I have known you back then? Wish I had. I would have gave you a special trip to eat there and meet you. Hey, Deborah's here too. I'm late, but you're here. Hey, Deborah. It was JB Ribs and More. That's the name of the restaurant. JB Ribs and More. It was in Merrillville, Tennessee. JB Ribs and More. When we had our grand opening, the night we had our grand opening, we ran out of food. People were lined up all around the building. We ran out. We had to close down because we ran out of food. And we had a lot of days like that. We really did. I mean, we were busy. It was busy. And what we now we know what we really needed. We needed a team to run it because it was too much for us. We had retired. Jimmy retired from Delta. He was a ticket agent at Delta for 36 years, and I retired from Walmart in management. And we decided to open up a restaurant, which, as we look back on it now, we should have let the grandkids do it, and we done the cooking because we were doing it all, and it was just overpowering too much. We had one day off. We were closed. Well, we were closed Sunday on Sunday, but we changed it to Sunday and Monday because we were closed on Sunday, and Sunday we were going and restocking and getting things that we can get. Reinhardt and others delivered things, but it was certain things that we went to Sam's and got, and we did that every Sunday after church. Well, then we start closing on Sunday and Monday, but we still getting stuff for the restaurant, taking care of the restaurant. We had no life. No life. Here we done retired, opened up a restaurant, and we had no life. We were getting the business, it was doing well, but we couldn't handle it all. We just couldn't handle it. But before we opened, we talked to a friend of ours he's a businessman in this area, and he had told us then, you need to get a team to do the business side. He said, it's going to be too much for you. And he was right. I did not realize what all it entailed. I really, really did not realize the things you got to keep up with. And we were retiring, so we supposed to been enjoying life, and we we were more confined than we were on our jobs. I mean, this was worse. It was what we loved doing, but we just had no life. We couldn't go anywhere, didn't take no trips, didn't do because we did it all. So in order for us to go anywhere, we had to close down. So that was missing money. It was, but that first day that we opened, the very first day that we opened, we did over $250,000 in sales. Over $250,000 in sales. The very first day. That's something there. When we go in a restaurant and we got this bad habit of looking around and seeing what the menu and checking it out and stuff and seeing how many people, and we can just do an overview and about tell what that restaurant is making. You make that money, but with the taxes and insurance and your supplies, it all goes back right into it. It takes you a good 5 years to level out and to make clear profit. A good 5 years. Oh my goodness, that's some serious money. Oh, we made some serious money. It was frightening. It was frightening. It was frightening. It really, really was. But we were older, and it was just too much. It was just overwhelming for us. And one day Jimmy just came in. He said, "I'm through." He said, I can't do this no more," because even at night he was cooking all night. He was cooking all night for the next day. Well, the restaurant that we had that we were blessed to be able to lease, it had a fence all the way around it, and it was a high fence. And in the back, Jimmy had his grills and the pulled pork. He could leave that on there all night, and he would have 14 to 20 pork butts on there at a time. And each morning he had to leave. He would leave the house at a certain time, like 6 o'clock, to go and get started. Sometime 5 o'clock, because he was going to get those butts off from the night before, and he was going to get started and put the ribs on. And he would do like 20 to 30 slabs of ribs at a time. And that's just getting started and cooking all day, and you still run out of ribs. You still run out of ribs. And then when we started we had the pulled pork, the ribs, then we added the chicken. Oh Lord, the chicken wings. The chicken wings. That man can fry some chicken wings. And they would just, it got to where we had a karaoke night once a week. And during that karaoke night, it blew up because this building was so big on one side. I mean, we had the seating and the kitchen was on one side, and then on the other side was this humongous room that we rent out. We rent out for people for parties and stuff like that because that room was so big. And that's the room that they did the karaoke night. And when they had the karaoke night, those chicken wings would blow up. But we didn't have a beer license. We never did get a beer license. If we had a beer license, can you imagine or a liquor license? If we had the liquor license, can you imagine what our sales would have been if we had the liquor license? And about every other couple come in there. Can we order a beer? Can we order? No, we didn't do the beer. We didn't have that. We would have been blown. Oh, it'd been unthinkable. And when I think back on it and how it went, it's unimaginable. And our old books and stuff, our records and all that, to go back and look at it, and the sales for each day, they were unthinkable. I said, we did this. We did this. It was unthinkable, but it was just too much for us. Okay. Yes, I can consume your whole life right. Yeah. It was rough. Y'all, it's 2:15. I've enjoyed it. We've been talking. I haven't seen you in a while. Oh my goodness, that's some serious. Yep. And I mean, we didn't know nothing about running a restaurant though. That's one thing that hurt us. We didn't know nothing about running a restaurant and the ins and the outs and the things that you need. And oh, I forgot to tell you this. We hadn't been open about a month. So this dude, I guess he seen the business we were doing. He decided to come in my macaroni and cheese, my that macaroni and cheese that I make that everybody loves. He ordered macaroni and cheese. The next day he came back. He said, "We have a problem." I said, "What is it? What's wrong?" I found a bone in your macaroni and cheese. And I started laughing. I said, "You are kidding me." I said, "I personally make the macaroni and cheese, and there are no bones in the macaroni and cheese." He said, "What I did, I found a bone in it, and it did something to his throat or something. Some mess malarkey he was telling me." Well, I really thought he was playing. Well, then he gonna call somehow or another. He got our cell phone numbers. I don't know where he got them from. He was calling me on my cell phone, harassing me about it, talking about he was going to go get an attorney and all this, and he was going to sue us. So we just decided we need to go ahead and get our attorney, talk to him about this, and let him take care of it. And when we went and talked to our attorney, he said he ain't nothing but an addict looking for some money. And he said, "So you cannot just nip it in the bud." He said, "I'm gonna offer him $100." Or it was, I don't forgot what it may not even been $100. He was gonna offer him something. And to see if he would take it so we can, just get this out of the way. He didn't take that, but he said, if you pay me $200." So we had to pay that sucker $200 for lying about a bone being in some macaroni and cheese so he would go on and not stir up no dirt. We paid him. Ain't heard no more from him. Ain't heard another word. Ain't nothing else been said because the attorney got it where he had to sign the paper. He had to, he had the papers filled out where he couldn't come back and say anything about or discuss this and all that for that little $200. Ooh. Ooh. But a bone in the macaroni and cheese of all things. People will try you. They crazy, yeah. But you got to take care of it because you don't want to go to court over something like that. Oh, wow. Trying to make some money off of you. Yeah, he did. He made $200. He did. But then everything in your building, I don't know if that's just here in the state of Tennessee or if it's everywhere, but every picture on our wall, everything that was in the restaurant, you have to write that. I mean, you have to give an account for everything, all your chairs, your flatware, your plates, your everything. You had to show it all. And this was for a tax here in our city alone. It's something they did a couple of times a year. They come through and see everything that's in your restaurant, and you have to give account for, I don't know. But we had to do that. Then we had to pay the taxes you have to pay every month. Well, it's two taxes we had to pay. And that, and they go by that by how much you make, what you have grossed in your restaurant. And we were doing very, very good. So a lot of the money was going to taxes. Was going to taxes. So then you got to have an accountant to take care of that to make sure that part was right. So we had to get the accountant to take care of that part. That we did. We didn't try to figure with that. And, oh, it was something else. I never knew it was so many taxes you have to pay in my life. But you do. You learn a lot when you opening a restaurant. So Rochelle said $200. Yeah, a chicken bone and some macaroni and cheese. A chicken bone. We have a family here, and they are always pulling that on all the restaurants. When they got down to the last few bites, they would say something was wrong so they could get it all for. See, that's pitiful. That is pitiful. But people will, they gonna try you. They tried us well. Well, he was the only one. We didn't have no other the whole time we are open. Other than that, that was the only incident we had. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Because it could have been a lot worse. And that was the only incident we had was that one guy, was him. So we are so thankful. And we had, I mean, we we met people that we are friends with to this day. That was the good part about it. That were true friends. And it's one is this white family that lives out in the they're farmers out in the country part, but that man could make the best chow chow. He could make the best chow chow, and he would bring us chow chow by the boxes full. I mean, he made mild, hot, and hotter. And his chow chow was delicious. And that man would bring us chow chow and never charge us a penny for it. He just wanted to bless us. He was a good Christian soul. He loved the Lord and he wanted to bless us. And he said the Lord had led him to do that. Everybody loved his chow chow. Everybody loved it. And that's all he wanted. And see, there are good things come out of when somebody trying to make something bad and dirty and not good, lying on you. And this family to this day, we still go see about them, and we still talk to them every so often. They were that good to us, and he has cancer, so keep him in your prayers to pray for our friend that has cancer. And he still goes. He runs his farm. He takes care of everything. He's very giving in his community and he's still doing it. He has such a giving spirit, but God has blessed him abundantly, abundantly and more. I mean, he has really, really blessed him. Now that's an angel walking. He is an angel walking, and he has these big I have never seen a dog about as tall as me before, and he had two of them. But those were the blessings. You should charge $200 until you forgot to charge him for the phone. I wish I had a. That's what I charge you for, that doggone bone. A bone and macaroni and cheese. I done macaroni and cheese ain't nowhere near no doggone bone. A bone. And then I said, what kind of bone was it? Couldn't tell me. Was he lying? Well, we're going to come to an end, y'all. I guess I have made up for some time of not being with you. And I'm so happy for the 13 who are still here chit-chatting with me. Because we had a good day. And I'm going to remember y'all when I'm eating my sausage and peppers and onions. I'm going to say this is a bite for my family, my YouTube family. Okay. Well, I'm going to speak, decree, and declare over your life and my life. I am courageous. I am unstoppable. I am victorious. I am love. I am blessed. I am gifted. I am anointed. I am successful. I am healed. I am healthy. I am beautiful. I am whole. I am confident. I am forgiven. I am grateful. I am generous. I am strong. I am favored. I am able. I am powerful. I am fruitful. I am God's masterpiece. You are God's masterpiece because our God does not make any junk. And you are made in the image of our God. You are God's masterpiece. I love you, but God loves you more. And that is why, because you are his masterpiece. Everyone be blessed and prosperous. We'll be back Thursday again and we will be cooking. I don't know what I'm cooking yet. I don't know. Don't know. But we'll be cooking something. Okay? We'll cook up something and we'll chit chat like we're doing today. I love you and thank you for coming and sharing your time with me. Be blessed and prosperous. Thank everyone. I turned it the wrong way. Bye bye. Have a blessed day.